Welcome back, everybody, to the channel now. you know, it was, with the events that happened today and all that, it was tough to get on the camera, but, with what we had with the Royal Rumble tonight, it eased it a little bit, but they even did a tribute to, just talking about Kobe, too. I was like, oh my God. But I'm going to do this review as best as I can and try to not, mention Kobe at all because it's hard. But to start off the Royal Rumble, which they were at, they were in Houston. Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin to start off the show. Falls Count Anywhere. We just wanted the feud to end, guys. We wanted the feud to end. And let's move on to something else. That's what happened. Roman won. But this was honestly, this was a very good placement and good way to start off the show, because not a lot of people thought this would be good or anything like that, but they really went all out with this, and this was a very, very good match. So kudos to both of them putting their body on the line, but Roman ended up winning and did the spear wasn't that good, really, to be honest, but the placement of doing the spear on the dugout was pretty cool. I will say that. So, spear, 1, 2, 3. Roman wins, and next up was the Women's Royal Rumble. Okay, so what's Santino Morella? Okay, so then another surprise in the Women's Royal Rumble. We have Santino Morella, which is Santina. Something that happened 10 years ago or so. I don't know. Kind of hurts my head that I saw that tonight, I should say. What in the hell, man? Doesn't make no sense. I really thought Ronda Rousey was going to be returning. She did not. So when I saw that she didn't, I was like, okay, so that means Shayna is probably winning this and, setting up something with Becky maybe, or someone, who knows, setting up with somebody, someone good. Shayna's going to set up with somebody good, yeah, right? Well, were we wrong? So the last four in this was Natalya, Beth Phoenix, Charlotte, and Shayna. Beth eliminated Natalya. I forget who eliminated Natalya. And then it was Shayna and Charlotte eliminated Shayna, and Charlotte won the Women's Royal Rumble. Can anyone give me a real reason why Charlotte needed to win the Women's Royal Rumble? Didn't think so. There is legit no reason. I mean, no reason at all that she should have won the Women's Royal Rumble. I promise you. No one can tell me a legit reason why it even makes sense. Nothing of it makes sense. Shayna coming up and going to be coming up to the main roster eventually. That would just lead her way to the main roster easily and, leave NXT just like that. Have her win the Royal Rumble. But no, we got Charlotte winning. Now, I'm going to try to take a positive out of this. Say Charlotte says, "Oh, I'll go after Ray," and it's Charlotte versus Ray. Okay, cool. I will do that. That's the only way I'd be okay with Charlotte winning tonight. Just gonna say that. Okay, next up was Bayley versus Lacey Evans. We're not going to talk about this match much. Lacey has been improving. I will give her that. And, she looks way better in the ring to where she started. Now, she is not ready for a title to carry the division, but I can see little improvements here and there, and I'm glad to see it for her. But Bayley retains. What should have happened? Next up, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, versus Daniel Bryan. Now, Daniel Bryan got a hell of a beating in this match. But Daniel Bryan going back and trying to, give it to The Fiend. I'm telling you, this was the best match Bray Wyatt has had as The Fiend. Now, I'm going to credit that to Daniel Bryan, but we are not going to discredit Bray Wyatt for his ring work also. Bray, for me, he's good in the ring, but, he's not there to carry in a match, I don't think, but who knows. But the Fiend retains in a very, very good match. Like I said, best match for Bray Wyatt as being The Fiend so far. And one thing I do want to point out, this was probably the best Sisters Abigail I've seen. He caught Daniel Bryan I think he was mid-jumping, doing something. He caught him, turned around, and slammed him down. The best Sisters Abigail counter I have ever seen from Bray Wyatt. But congrats to Bray. I'm glad he retained. Next up was the co-main event. Becky Lynch versus Asuka. Now, the crowd probably knew that this was the last match heading to the Men's Royal Rumble. So, the crowd was not into it, but this was a very good match between Becky and Asuka. Asuka was going to go for that mist. Becky reversed something, and when she did the mist, her head went like this for Asuka, shot it in the air, and bam, Becky with the disarmer, tapped out. Very good match, but just the crowd wasn't into it, and Becky retains here. Now, main event. Brock Lesnar, everyone knew he was the number one. I'm not going to say in order of these people, but Brock Lesnar eliminated the first 13 people he saw. Now, when Keith Lee came out at number 13, Brock went, oh, big boy. And then he walked around and he said, when he got a ring, I think he pointed, like he did this at him, but he was looking at Heyman and says, who is this motherfucker? That was classic from Brock. I love that. Another thing, before Keith Lee came out, because I wrote this after I wrote Keith Lee, MVP as a surprise at 12. I know he got dominated like everybody else, but dude, I loved hearing that fucking music. I love MVP's music, and here's a surprise at number 12. He really surprised me at least being there. Okay, so Brock goes, who is this motherfucker? And him and Keith Lee had a good thing going back and forth. They were both down for a second, and here comes Braun Strowman. Now, Braun gets his little in. Brock gets his suplexes in and everything to both of them. They get the upper hand on them. And Keith Lee and Braun was fighting, and Brock comes out of nowhere and eliminates both of them just like that. So then Ricochet comes in at 15. I'm like, oh shit, Ricochet gonna be gone just like that. He actually wasn't. He survived. Drew McIntyre came in at 16. And I didn't see it on Raw, but I guess Brock destroyed Ricochet doing something. Ricochet gets him back with a low blow. And I don't know why Brock does not cover or wear a cup. At this point, he loses and gets eliminated here by Drew McIntyre by a Claymore. but it's set up because of a low blow. You know how many low blows Brock has taken here in the last few years that has messed his outcome or something up with the match? Why does Brock Lesnar not wear a cup or just knows that it's going to come? I don't know why. But the Claymore was a beautiful sell by Brock Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre eliminated him. Now, everyone knows Drew McIntyre is facing Brock Lesnar no matter what happens, because he's the one, and it's set up that he eliminated him, and it wasn't Cain Velasquez. Thank God we didn't see him or Tyson Fury on this show. Thank God. Thank God. Now, so we go on, and we're getting to the number 21 spot. This, by far, was the best surprise tonight and of a long time. Very long time. Edge returns, and he is number 21 in the Royal Rumble. Dude, when I heard that music, I was in shock, and I was yelling. I could not believe it, man. So good to see Edge back, and he looks in phenomenal shape. Phenomenal shape. Now, something else I want to point out. Matt Riddle came in at 23, and there was a thing earlier that Riddle and Lesnar had a backstage altercation, and legit wasn't one of those shoots. It was just a real thing that, they brought up. And Matt Riddle got eliminated so quick, and it was by Baron Corbin. I'm just guessing that's why he got eliminated quick. I didn't think he would be eliminated that quick. I think something like that happened. So we get to the final four, which was Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, and Edge. So we get to a point Edge and Orton was working together as Rated RKO. And they got done doing the RKO together. I believe it was after this. And Orton was looking like he was going to do RKO. Faked him out, and Edge said, hey, I already know I know I'm waiting for you to do that. So they act like they're going to work together, and Edge tosses Orton outside the ring, eliminates him, and Orton, he just does this, damn, you got me, blah, blah, blah. So it's down to Edge, Drew, and Roman. Edge and Roman fighting to the outside. I'm like, oh my God. Are they really going to pull like an Edge coming back and actually winning it? And he might actually come back for like another run or so. Could be. But Roman eliminates Edge on the outside. So then it's Drew and Roman. And Drew catches him with like a right hand or something. Does the Claymore out of nowhere. And then tosses Roman Reigns outside the ring. And Drew McIntyre is your 2020 Men's Royal Rumble winner. I didn't know if they would go the Drew route because they did not show many signs of it. And this was a quite good surprise. The Royal Rumble matches, the men's and women's, combined, these two, as good as they were, I think they were the best women and men's duos. They've had, how many? They've had 3 women's now. This is the best out of them. I think the men's Royal Rumble was one of the best in a while also. Because you had the start of Brock Lesnar destroying everybody, and Brock looked amazing. He had that one spot where he threw Ray outside the ring and then jumped on someone's back and clotheslined somebody else. I forget who it was. That was absolutely amazing. This, you had Drew eliminating him. That was very good. MVP coming back. I love MVP's music. That's why I was like, MVP? Like, I I don't dance a lot, but I was almost starting to really dance. I'm not going to lie. I love MVP's music. So Edge coming back, man. I'm so glad Edge got to come back. Even if it's just a one-off, I hope he does something at WrestleMania. I'm not going to lie. I love Edge. And that spear looks amazing. And I'm glad Drew won instead of Roman. Roman can get a title match if he wanted to without this. Without a Royal Rumble win. That's just my opinion, though. So, Drew McIntyre is your winner. Overall, if I do a 1 to 10, I'm going to do 7.5 for the Royal Rumble. I'm going to be honest. 7.5. So that would be like a B plus grade. If we're doing like a grade scale, I'll do B plus. Close to A, but I'm going to do B plus. If it was at 8, that would be an A minus probably. I'm going to do 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that red subscribe button for me. It'd be much appreciated. And I will see you guys. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be able to do a Raw recap if I watch it. I think I'm going to. Raw tomorrow, I think I'm going to watch for the most part of it. So I will see you guys tomorrow for a Raw recap. And I hope you guys have a great night. Peace.